Hello everyone, I'm Rafael Alvarez and this is Alvarez Metalworks. So tonight, we're installing some LED shop lights. Okay, there's the information on that. Pause the video, read it. They're made by Lights of America. I picked them up through Sam's Club for $35 a shot. I don't know if that price point will hold. Don't assume that it will. If you have a Sam's Club card, you need some shop lights, I highly recommend you get some. If you don't have a Sam's Club card, I will put a link down in the description on where you can get these from Amazon. They are slightly higher in price, but you can get them through Amazon. You can't get them at Home Depot or any of those other places. Check Amazon. So, anyway, the reason why I'm putting some of these in the shop is to replace what I have in here. I bought 3 of these as a test, okay? I've used these at work. We use them at, my day job over at Winter Harbor Marina. We work on yachts. While we're working in them, we cut power to the boats. They're in our building, and we supply our own power inside of the boat, so we set up lights inside of there so that we can work. We've been using these as of recently, and they're awesome. They're very bright, and they're very energy efficient. I'm going to head over here in just a second. I'm going to show you guys the true wattage and true amperage draw, okay? What my plan is to replace that 8-footer here, the burned out 8-footer there, and the burned out 8-footer that you see leaning up against the cabinet over here that used to be up there, okay? That I just took that down. If the amperage draw is significantly different than these 4-footers, those 4-footers are history, okay? If it is relatively the same and the brightness is significantly brighter, those are history anyways. If they're similar in amperage draw and similar in brightness, all these will stay, okay? That's the deal. Reason being is I have this compressor. For those of you who've been following my channel, you'll know I just got this. It's not set up yet. I swapped out the breaker box, and put a true 50 amp 220 service or outlet underneath there. But the problem is this is a 3-phase motor on this compressor, and I'm going to have to switch it over to a single phase. I could have got a phase converter. I didn't want to spend the ridiculous amount of money that it would have cost for a rotary phase converter. And I didn't want a static converter because those things limit the performance. They only give you about 2/3. So with this being a compressor, I want full performance. Problem is the single phase draws 21 amps. Okay, 21 amps is about 6 amps more than this engine or this motor. And I run a plasma cutter and 2 welders in my shop. So I need to be very, very energy efficient with the things that I have in here outside of the compressor. Okay, I have a 50 amp service coming to the shop, which is not very much. And I need to make sure that I'm cutting the amperage draw everywhere I possibly can to make sure that I'm not popping breakers and having to deal with that problem. So anyway, sit tight. I'm going to head over here. We're going to check the true amperage, true wattage. And then I'm going to do it on the 8-footer, and I'm going to do it on these 4-footers. So, be right back. Okay, so here we are. I got the light plugged into my kilowatt meter. Kilowatt meter's plugged into the outlet. For those of you that are unfamiliar with what kilowatt meters are, basically it's a way to tell what the device is, what your outlets are supplying as far as voltage, and also to find out what the device is drawing as far as power is concerned. Okay, it'll show you the true wattage and true amperage. Shows you a couple other things, but those are not the most important things, okay? A lot of people that have these things, the reason why we have them is because we're trying to either make our homes or shops energy efficient, or we're just trying to make sure that we're not drawing too much for the service provided to the building. Here in my shop, I have a 50 amp service coming to the shop, which is not very much at all considering the machines that I run in here have high amperage draws. So it's very important for me to be able to be more efficient as far as my energy use here in the shop. So right now in the outlet we have 120 volts, just like we should. Okay, I'm going to switch over here to watts. You can see we're drawing 41.2, 0.1, may go up to 0.3, fluctuates a little bit. Okay, I'm going to hit amps. We're at 0.35 amps. All right, now I'm going to take this kilowatt meter and I'm going to come over here to the 8-foot light that I'm replacing. I've got a couple of them that I'm replacing. This one's burnt out. I took this one down already, but I'm going to plug into this one because this one actually is working properly. I'm going to find out what the amperage draw is on that and the wattage, as well as the 4-footers that have replaced all the other 8-footers here in the shop. Okay, the reason why the 4-footers are important to me because I want to make sure that my investment in this LED light is a good investment. I'm going to be saving, I'm going to be saving on power, and it'll be worth my while to replace all the 4-footers with these LEDs. What I can tell you for certain is that the LEDs are a true white light. They're not that blue color and they're not a yellow color. They're the light that I want here in the shop. Okay, so that alone and the brightness makes me want to replace all the lights in here with the LEDs. But I want to make sure that I'm not just wasting money, okay? Because I'm cheap and that's important to me. So sit tight. I'm going to get up here on something. I don't have a ladder in my shop, unfortunately, because I'm cheap. I'm going to get up here and put the kilowatt meter on some of these lights and we'll go from there. So, be right back. Okay, everyone. So here we are. I don't know how well you can see this screen because of the light. There we go. Okay. So I'm here up at the ceiling for one of the 4-foot fluorescents. Standing on my welding table, we have 119 volts, which is 1 volt short of what I should have. The wattage is 48.8. Okay. The amps 0.63. So we do have a significant difference between the two. Okay. When it's all said and done, I've got, if I replace all of these fluorescents in here, at least the 4-footers, there's 5 of them in here. So if I replace that, I'm going to be saving a pretty significant amount of power as far as the amperage draw on the service here at my shop. I'm not talking about leaps and bounds service, but for the lighting, it'd be pretty good. Okay, so let me get down from here. We'll check out the 8-footers, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here I am at the 8-foot light. You see here that I'm only putting out about 116 volts, almost 117. It was 117 a second ago. The reason why the voltage is so low is because I'm running power through an extension cord through this light fixture. All these lights are plugged in through light fixtures. Eventually down the road, I may end out, popping those out and putting plugs in there. I'm not entirely sure because I don't own this house. So I may stick with the, plugging into the light fixture and just leaving it at that. But that's why the voltage is low. There's a lot of cable and connections that it's going to, so it's running low on this particular light. Okay. Anyways, this is the 8-footer, so let's see what the watts are. 163 watts. This is an old light, big ballast. 3.5, basically what you're going to say, 3.5 amps on one light all by itself. Okay, so I'm back. I only installed 2 lights. The reason being is I need a 3-prong to 2-prong outlet or plug adapter to go into there. There's little screw-in deals into the light sockets, into those old antique fixtures. I'm gonna, instead of putting the light here, I'm gonna put it here. Reason being is that I moved this light as far over to the wall as I could. which has lit up this back corner better than it's ever been lit ever. Even when I had this 8-footer running and this other 8-footer running, this corner's never been lit that well. So I'm very, very impressed with the light output. There is one drawback. The light's a hard light. What I mean by hard light is it casts like heavy shadows, and the LEDs sit deeper into the light fixture than the fluorescents do. And the reason why that's an issue is you can see these hard shadows on the wall. If the housing did not cover, if the lights didn't sit so deep in the housing, you wouldn't have that nearly as much. Okay, the light would bleed out to the sides a lot better. However, with the low amperage draw of these things, you can put enough lights in there where you can get rid of that. Okay, you can put more lights for a lesser amount of power and be able to get rid of those issues and be able to create an environment that's very bright. It's a true white. You can see white, yellow, and it'll work well. The reason why I'm going to move this light fixture in this area is because it's going to light up this work area more. Okay, I am going to replace all of these LEDs, or excuse me, all of the fluorescents with the LEDs eventually. I'm not going to rush off to the store tomorrow and do it, but I will do it little by little. Okay, I think I'm going to end up running 10 of these things in the shop. That leads me to basically getting to a point that I know some of you electronics guys are going to point out on me and basically try to call me out. When I did the amperage test on that 8-footer that's laying up against the sawhorses right now, I did it from this plug here. That plug was at 117 volts, 116.8, 0.9. It was kind of fluctuating a little bit. Whereas when I did the amperage test on the LED was at a wall plug over here that was at a true 120. Okay, whenever you drop voltage, your amperage increases. It's a mathematical equation. It is what it is. So what I did to verify that my numbers and make sure that it's still significant is I put my kilowatt meter right there at that source once I got it up there, and there was a 0.01 difference. Okay, originally when I had it in the wall at the 120, it was 0.35. When I plugged it in up there, it was 0.36. That 0.01 is very, very insignificant and is not that big of a deal. Basically, for that one 8-footer, I can run 10 of these LED lights in my shop and be at that same kind of amperage for just that one. Okay, that's not including taking out these other 5. That's not including having the half dead one over here and the all dead one over here that's still drawing power. Okay, so I can run 10 of those in this shop and save a very significant amount of amperage on my system, which saves money in the long run. I'm not really concerned about the money because, to be honest, it's probably insignificant. I'm concerned about not overloading my power supply. So anyway, let's wrap this video up. I'm happy with them. I'm going to move forward with it, and that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Like always, subscribe, comment, like. Make sure you guys check out RoarkSupply.com. Okay, those guys have been using me as basically a product tester. You haven't seen very many review videos from me, but I've been in communication with them on a very, very constant basis. They've been sending me out stuff. Here's some of it right over here in that box. I've got some of it in another box and some of it in another box. They've been sending me a lot of product to test out and give them feedback on, let me know what I think about certain price points, comparing potential new products to their existing products, and comparing them to competitor products. So, they're really utilizing me as a person that can help them bring you guys the best product for the dollar. They're not just using me to spoon feed you positive reviews on videos, or spoon feed you positive review videos of their products. Unlike a lot of other channels out there, I'm not doing that for them. I'm giving honest feedback. So check them out, support them. They're trying to support you guys by giving you guys a 10% discount. Make sure you use coupon code METAL. And they're also giving free shipping over a certain dollar amount. It's listed on their website, so check it out. Thanks for watching. Like always, again, subscribe, comment, like, and I will talk to you guys later.